Okay, let's try that. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Okay, that was annoying. Basically what it looks like is... where is it? Okay, that's all working. And chat box, properties. Yes, okay. Okay, so basically what happened was there was a OBS Streamlabs update, and it seems to have wiped out all my definitions for mic and desktop audio and stuff like that. How does the desktop audio sound? I think it might be a little bit quiet. And it looks like the stream's playing up. No, yes, no, yes. Okay, if the stream plays up, press reset. Refresh. Yes, so all of my settings for audio output were reset to default, and of course no default. Oh crap, the ground's dried out. That's a problem. Well, it's not much of a problem. I thought that too, and I think I did that as part of the game settings, so eeny, meeny, miny, mo, that one. Okay, we'll up that to 20% volume, and hopefully that's a little bit better. I can hear it now. Okay. So yeah, all the sound got reset for some reason. So I just set desktop audio back to the game sounds and the mic input as well. So we should be good. But what with the new update to OBS, I've also managed to get it to work with Twitch again, so that I can change the stream description from OBS rather than having to edit it manually in Twitch and then start the stream and the stream says, oh, I can't talk to Twitch, and then you have to tell it to ignore that problem and just pretend you're still streaming. And that has worked for the last 2 months, so happy now. So yes, as I was saying, this is going to be our what do you call it, silage cart. Although since the ground has now suddenly dried out at 8 o'clock in the morning, it is producing dry grass, so we can take our time and potentially make some hay and supplement our sheep feeding stuff. And thank you for mentioning that the sound wasn't working, because I would never have known. We'll have to put a note on the YouTube video when I start, or when I create that, to note that no sound available initially. So, we have had a busy week this week. We contacted an electrician. We want some power outlets in the basement, and so we got an electrician to come out and talk to us about that, and he sent me a quote this morning. We also asked for recommendations for HVAC install, since the people we use are only cover our old home. They don't come into this county, so we needed a new recommendation. So he said, well, there's these people I work with an awful lot. So we gave them a call and got a quote on a new furnace, relocating the whole stuff into the basement, and a new air conditioner, and and get a technician out to just take a look at the air conditioner and just give it a check over. Well, they said, oh, we'll be out for that on Friday. So on Tuesday morning, the air conditioner packed up, and they came out on the Friday in the afternoon. So we went for a day and a half with no AC. And the owner of the company came out and quoted us on new furnace, new AC. And then the technician came out and took apart the AC, and a bug had crawled into the switch that controls, the on-off switch, the electronic on-off switch in the AC unit. And so when the thermostat said, hey, it's hot in here, turn on, it fried the bug and the air conditioner didn't turn on. So he pulled the bug out and gave it a bit of a clean to justify his fee, and we now have AC again, which is good. I like AC. So that was the excitement this week. Next week we have a new refrigerator being delivered, which is also good. The current one came with the house and has some issues, like you can't shut the freezer door, and so it causes ice build up and all the rest of it. So we had to wait. What was that? We went and ordered that back in the beginning of July. They said, yeah, there's actually end of June maybe. This is a 4 to 6 week lead time on that. Freezers, yeah, they're not happening at all at the moment. Apparently manufacturers may have freezers coming online in September. They reckoned they may see some freezers back in the store, but that's what we need the power outlets in the basement for, so that we can plug in some freezers, and then we can buy a quarter of a cow or something like that, because that is a really cheap way to go to have beef on hand. And Mrs. Osa has a few more ideas on how to do steaks, which when we bought the quarter cow last time, she said, I don't know what to do with steaks. Yes, that's the same around the country, and we went because of the problems we're having with the refrigerator. We went into, I think it was Lowe's, and said, look, we need a new refrigerator, and he said, well, there's not many around, but yeah, we'll have a go, sort of thing. So we had a look around and said, yep, okay, we like that one. He said, okay, well, it'll take, as I said, 4 to 6 weeks to get it. And we're like, oh, okay, fair enough. We can make do with the fridge in the state it's in at the moment. And then as a sort of a passing thing, I just said, so yeah, what about freezers? And he said, we have none. We have a couple of very small freezers from a manufacturer we don't use normally, but they're, or a supplier that we don't use normally, but they're the only ones we can get hold of at the moment, and so that's what we have. So I said, so when are you going to be getting more in stock? And he's like, well, rumour has it September, because a lot of the manufacturers are shut down because of quarantine and things like that. Okay, we'll set that up on the worker. I don't want that one. I want that one. And so it's strictly rumour that there will be freezers in September, but that may or may not happen. But as I said, we need electricity in the basement before we can get any freezers. Can't think of anything else that's happened in the last week or so. Next weekend we are off on vacation, so there will be no stream. And I will mention that at the end of this episode. And tomorrow we are going to visit prospective adoptive child. And that's a 2-hour drive each way, so that's going to be a trip and a half. In fact, it might only be an hour and a half. I think it's 2 hours to where she lives, but we're meeting a little bit over halfway in their favour, not our favour, so we have to drive a bit further. Yeah, hoarding of food. What I want to know is what's going on with Mountain Dew, because there isn't any. And I've been looking for that for about 2 weeks and just can't find any Mountain Dew, which is normally what I drink during a stream, so at the moment I'm on water. So if I fall asleep due to lack of caffeine, yeah, you won't be able to do anything about it. It's, yeah, this whole hoarding thing has been kind of interesting. We usually buy our toilet rolls in big packs, so we got by for quite some time before it became a problem, and then all of a sudden there was loads on sale, so it wasn't a problem. I have no idea what the state of toilet rolls is today, because we have sufficient to last us about 3 months, because that's how long a big pack lasts us. Obviously, if we get more people in the house, it will run out faster, but yeah, the Zero is not available, neither is regular. I have occasionally found a few packs of Diet, and I don't like the taste of Diet, so I'm not sure what's going on there. As far as the rest of the stuff going on, Michigan governor is shutting down the state again, because why not? And the challenge to her authority, her never-ending authority, should I say, is coming up in September the 2nd. So we have quite a long time to wait before they decide this tractor does not turn very well. Yep. Made it. And made it. So, but that will then put into the judiciary a decision: does the 1945 law last for as long as the government says, hey, there's an emergency, oh, there's an emergency, there's still an emergency, or does she have to seek extension approval from the legislature. Kind of like the president not supposed to declare war without congressional approval, or Congress declares war, provides permission for the president to declare war, and then you're in a state of war type of thing. But there is a provision that the president can do things for sort of 20 days, 28 days, until he has to get approval from Congress to conduct a war. And I think the permission thing is a good deal. You really don't want a governor coming in and just saying, hey, I'm declaring an emergency and it's going to run until I'm out of term. And I can do anything I want during, that creates dictators, and that's generally bad for freedom-loving folks. To be able to go, to be forced to go into the legislature and say, okay, I need permission to go another 28 days or 30 days, whatever it is, provides checks and balances. You can't get one person running away with ultimate authority. So I guess we'll be waiting for that for a while, though. Not sure anything else was going on there, so that's pretty much the news update. Can I make that turn? Probably not, because I left it too late. Anyway. Run this up and down, and a lot of this is wet hay, or is wet grass. So hopefully we'll get the entirety of this field into the bunker without a problem. I'm hoping we just end up with hay appearing right at the end of that field over there that's being done. So we'll get a good amount of grass collected. And then, as I said, I might not have said because the microphone wasn't working, but as I said earlier, we are going to need some more hay because the sheep are really going through it. But I don't need 2 whole fields worth. But the want for silage is why I'm generally cutting as early as in the morning as possible, so that there is dew on the ground, the grass is wet, there's no chance it'll dry. Like that over there, this over here. It's bright sunshine, it's 14 degrees, ground temperature, air temperature 12 degrees. Yeah, we are seriously risking this lot turning into hay very quickly. Of course, what I could have done was delayed the class starting, not the class, the Challenger starting the mowing of the lower field. I don't think I'll be too upset if I get a lot of hay produced anyway. The problem with this field, it's such an awkward shape, I can't leave this on a worker and start collecting yet. I'm also not sure if rows dry. Spread out, it dries out very quickly. I think they do. But for this field, I think I might get away with it if I collect from the middle outwards. Because you put dry grass in a collector of some type, whether it's a baler or a collection wagon, and it just becomes generic grass. Now there is also the potential that our vacation could be cancelled at the last minute, depending on what the Ohio governor says, because he's just started locking things down again as well. And obviously, yeah, we're kind of worried anyway. Yeah, we're going to be travelling down with 3 kids, and so we need to stop at this, not service stations, the rest areas frequently for their convenience. And if those aren't open or have restrictions, that could be an issue. But we'll figure that out as it happens, I guess, or closer to the date. And lift. Whoop. I was watching Virtual Farmer's video. He was using the Kverneland windrower, and it has a really nice operation that when you lift it or lower it, the front, it's a 4-vane rower. The front vanes raise and lower before the back ones. So if you're traveling, what you would do is you could start there, start moving, lower the front ones, and then the back ones would lower at the same position that the front ones lowered. So you don't destroy your headland rows like I just did. Not that it really matters if you destroy your headland rows, because so long as you have rows, everything is fine.